Good morning, everyone. My name is Cristyl Joy Abao, and I am the first presenter for Group 1. Our topic is all about aquatic ecology, understanding food chains and webs. So, it explores the fundamental principles of aquatic ecology, especially focusing on how food chains and webs function within aquatic ecosystems. It will break down the intricate feeding relationships between organisms, illustrating how energy flows through this system. So, this will examine the crucial roles played by producers. So, ang mga producers mao na mga organisms that create their own food like plants. Then, ang mga consumers, which is ang mga organisms nga that eat other organisms. And decomposers, organisms that break down dead organic matter. So, highlighting their interconnectedness in maintaining both aquatic and terrestrial life. The concepts of trophic levels, the different feeding levels in a food chain, and food webs, which is ang complex interconnected food chains, will be central to understanding the energy transfer and overall balance within these ecosystems. So that concludes my topic.
So, hi everyone. At this point, we are going to discuss about the trophic levels, the building blocks of ecosystem. First, we need to define what is the producers means. When we say producers, these are the green plants and other autotrophs from the first trophic level, producing energy through photosynthesis. And when we say consumers, these are the herbivores which consumes the producer. And carnivores and omnivores, they occupy the higher level, feeding on herbivore and other carnivores. And when we say decomposer, these are the bacteria and fungi that breaks down the dead matters that helps recycling nutrients back to the producer. So we have here an example. As you can see, this diagram illustrates the levels or showing how energy flows through an ecosystem's food chain. So as we see it right there, no, sa ubos, mao ang producer sama sa mga kahoy nga nagamit og sunlight para sa photosynthesis, which is maong nabugna or na-form ang energy. And then ang mga herbivore or primary consumers such as rabbits, sila mao ang mukaon sa mga plants. And then ang mga carnivore or omnivore, which is the secondary consumers, pareha ng snakes, no? Mausab sila ang mukaon sa mga herbivores. However, dapat na gitawag na top predators or tertiary consumers such as eagles nga maoy mukaon usab sa mga secondary consumers. So kibali, we have here the eagles, no, ang maoy mukaon sa mga snakes. And then once these organisms or for example these consumers, these consumers such as eagles and pag once mapatay na sila, no, we have here the decomposer. No, ang di ba ang once mapatay ang isa ka matter or organisms, of course i-breakdown na sila sa mga bacteria and fungi, no, para mubalik ra gihapon ang mga nutrients into the soil para sa producers to use or to uptake, di ba? Ang ato mga producers ang plants and trees man. So kana ma-observe gihapon na sa ilayom and then i-uptake gihapon na sa roots sa ato producers such as plants and trees. So that's how the cycle works, and I hope you learned something.
Hello everyone, this is Angielica Bula-ay presenting food waves, complex feeding relationships. Means that organisms are linked in many ways through eating and being eaten. Instead of a straight line like a food chain, these connections form a web. So when we say food chain, a food chain is a group of organisms that are consumed in a linear order, passing nutrients and energy along the way. So makita ra gyud nimo diri sa picture nga isa ra gyud ka cycle from the producer to the primary consumer, nga ang grasshopper then a secondary consumer mao ang frog, then ang frog ikaw sa tertiary consumer mao ang snake, then ang snake ikaw sa eagle nga mao ang quaternary consumer. Then pag mapatay ang eagle, ma-decompose siya by the decomposers like fungi, bacteria, then mubalik na po na siya dito sa producer nga mahimo siya og fertilizer or organic fertilizer like that. So dili gid siya ingon nagubutan ahon kay makita nimo isahan ra gid siya ka cycle. Unlike sa food web nga makita nimo diri sa food web nga complex gyud ang feeding relationship nila kay from the producer which is the plant gikan kibalik sa grasshopper. Then ang grasshopper pwede siya kanon sa pila ka species like gikan sa rat, pwede ba sa kanon sa fox. Then ang rat sad pwede siya kanon sa eagle, then gikan sa fox. Then ang puansad, ang shrimp, pwede kanon sa fox, pwede kanon sa, ang fish, pwede kanon sa fox, pwede sa, ano ba? Kung pandili ingon nga para sa food chain gali nga, makita dadyo ni mo nga, mao ni ang sunod-sunod ang sequence di para sa food wave nga, ana-ana ang aron nila. Like, mao ning matawag na siya nga, multiple consumers. Kaya ang multiple consumers, most organisms consumed or consumed by multiple species, creating a complex network rather than a simple chain. Mao ni siya makita nimo nga kung nimo nga dili lang kung isa ka species lang nikaon ani, di pareha sa food chain nga isa ra gyud siya. Mao nang ang food webs complex feeding relationship gud siya unlike sa food chain. Kay daghay kwan ba, daghay connection, dili ingon kung isa ra ang cycle nga makita dadyo nimo. Mao na siya ang food webs complex feeding relationship. That's all and thank you everyone.
Good morning, sir. I'm going to tackle about the energy flow and structure. First, we'll tackle about the sun as the source. So, all food webs except some deep sea ecosystem rely on solar energy captured by the producers. So, all food webs daw nagrely sa solar energy nga makapture sa producer, which is the plants. Except atong nana sa deep sea ecosystem kay dili naman sila makarely sa energy from the sun kay di naman sila maabot sa sunlight, diba? So, ang producer nga giingon diha is the plants, which is ang plants magphotosynthesize siya sa solar energy nga gikan sa sunlight. Maghatag ni sa plants og energy para mabuhi. Then ang first consumer is ang insect, di ba? Ang insects nga mukaon og mga mukaon og mga dahon sa mga plants. So, diha na nagsugod na ang energy flow. So, ang second consumer pod kanon pud ni ang insect nga nikaon sa producer, kanon to ni diha na nahitabo ang cycle na pod sa energy. And the last one nga mukha na is the tertiary consumer, which is mao na to ang dagko nga organism nga mukaon sa second consumer, no? So diri na pud ta sa energy pyramid. Energy pyramid moves upward through trophic levels with producers at the base and tertiary consumers at the top, which for pyramid, diba? Ang base which is a producer man gajud kay mao may ilang source of energy, which is the plant, no? The plant The second consumer and the second producer is ang mga insect, katong mga small organism nga mukaon sa first consumer. So diha na, second level na is the first consumer and the second producer. No? Sa third level na pod, diha na ang second consumer and the third producer. No? Kay kanon man to ni Jael, ang insect man ang first consumer, which is small organism. So kanon na po to sa dako-dako. For example, kanang isda nga lapu-lapu, gamay pa may siya. Kanon ni Jael ang kato ang mga insect kabali nga gikaon pod ni Jael ang plant. So second consumer and second producer na siya. Then the third level is at the top is the tertiary consumer. So diha na ang mga shark, diha na ang mga shark, sila kay dagko naman sila may mukaon na sa second consumer and the third producer. So diha na punta sa producers and consumers. Producers like plants and algae create food. Consumers include herbivores, carnivores, and omnivores, feeding at various level. So producers like plants kuno, so plants ang gingon ganay, plants and algae create food. Maghatag na sila, mo nay maghatag sa mo nay mag-create og food, mo nay source, mo nay kon kabali mga primary producers. Mga consumers po kuno nila includes herbivores, omnivores, and carnivores, feeding at the various level. Okay, that's all, sir. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, sir. So my topic for today is all about the rules of consumers in food webs. So consumers in the food web are organisms that obtain energy by eating other organisms. They cannot produce their own food like plants or the producers. The rules are crucial for maintaining the balance of the ecosystem. So the first one is the primary consumers. So these animals eat plants or the herbivores. So for examples are rabbits, crucifers, and other leaf-eating insects. They are the first link in the consumer chain, directly dependent on producers for energy. Second is the secondary consumers or the carnivores and omnivores. These animals eat primary consumers. So examples are snake and small predatory fish. Snakes is the carnivores, which is eat meat, while the small predatory fish is the omnivores, which eat both plants and animals. So they are regulate the population of herbivores. The third one is the tertiary consumers, which are the top predators. So these are animals at the top of the food chain, so often preying on secondary consumers. Examples are the wolves and birds. So they control the population of secondary consumers, preventing the overgrazing and maintaining biodiversity. So consumer play several vital rules. So first is the population control. So sila mag-prevent sa mga single species from becoming overpopulated, preventing imbalances sa ecosystem. Second is the energy transfer. So sila mag-transfer energy from one trophic level to another, supporting the entire food web. And the third one is the nutrient cycling. So through their waste and eventual decomposition, they contribute to nutrient cycling. So para mahimong essential nutrients nga available for plants. So without consumers, the food web would collapse, leading to ecosystem instability. Their diverse rules are critical for maintaining the health and balance of our planet's ecosystem. So that will be all and conclude my topic. Thank you.